Hello, everybody. My name is Gina Lynn Ruder. I go by Jing, like Jingle Bells. I'm a physical therapist and I work as a PRN or as needed physical therapist. So, this is my topic today. What is PRN and is it for you? Okay. So, PRN is a Latin word for pro re nata, which means as needed. So, as a therapist, you would think why different facilities would need as needed therapists. So, this is to cover vacation of regular employees, sickness or call-ins. Facility has increased patient load and to cover for holidays or weekends. And as a PRN, you work based on your availability or on your schedule. So the question is, can you work for more than one company? The answer is yes. So the process of applying is the same as regular employees, the onboarding requirements and the documents you have to submit, and you have to complete the online training that they require of you also. What are some of the benefits of being a PRN? So number one is flexibility of the schedule. So just like me, I work in the morning and go home before my husband goes to work. So he works at noon until nighttime, and I work in the morning. So we have two children. That's why we do this kind of scheduling. So the change of environment. So as a PRN, I work in different facilities, but I also work in different settings. Like I work in skilled nursing facilities, both long-term and short-term. I have a PRN job in inpatient rehabilitation in the hospital and home health. So currently I don't have outpatient yet. So another benefit for being a PRN is a higher pay per hour because you don't have the benefits of a regular employee. So the downside is you don't have, the benefit like the insurance or the PTO. So you have to have your own health insurance. Widen your horizon. So as a PRN, and I work in different buildings, different facilities, they have their own documentation system. It's not the same. So for example, like me, I use Kasamba, I use Optima, Answers on Demand, Epic, MW Therapy, in different settings. So you have to learn those different systems, and it makes you more knowledgeable as a therapist, and you get to work with various therapists, with different specialization or specialty. You learn a lot from them as well. So these are some of the benefits of being a PRN. So personally, I chose to be a PRN because I want to spend more quality time with my family and I want to have a flexible schedule. So factors to consider to be a PRN is location, location, and location. So we live in a place where we are surrounded with 88 municipalities. So within 30-minute drive, I can be in different areas quickly because we are surrounded by interstates and highways, and there are facilities all around my location. So for 3 years as a PRN, I made the list and I counted nearly 30 facilities. That's the number of facilities that I work within the 3-year period. But of course, it's not weekly basis that I go to these buildings, but only like 25% of this building call me on a regular basis. So also you have to have a reliable transportation. So it helps a lot to go from one place to another if you don't use the public transportation because it takes a lot of time. So having your own car is a good thing if you're a PRN. Flexibility. So you have to be, this is one of the most important characteristic of being a PRN. You have to be flexible. You have to be flexible to work with different people you know, different days, different weeks. It's different. You don't work with the same people all the time. So you have to work in different facilities. So like me, I work in a skilled nursing facility, I work in inpatient, I work in home health, you know, so you have to be flexible with different needs of different buildings, and you have to be flexible with the changes of the schedule. So unfortunately, being a PRN, they can cancel you anytime. So for me, I have experience like tomorrow I'm booked, but tonight they're gonna cancel me. So what I will do is I will text all the rehab directors that I know, hey, I have an opening tomorrow. If you need a coverage, just let me know. And most often than not, I get rebooked. So that is a blessing, really a blessing, to get rebooked on the same night that you call for work. You have to be a team player anywhere you go. You have to have a great relationship with the rehab managers, the rehab directors, because they are the ones booking you for work, you know. And then you have to have also a good relationship with the therapy staff, because you get to work with them, and you have to know how to deal with different people, like the nurses, the CNAs, the administrators, you know. You have to have a workable and a good attitude, because you get to work in different places, most of the time different every day. So rapport with patients, this is one of the most important thing. Wherever you go, whatever you do, you have to have a good rapport with the patients, because patients talk. They talk to their CNA, they talk to their nurses, to their family members, to the rehab directors, to the managers, administrators, you know. And if you're really doing a good job, some patients really, you know, brag about you of how good you are. So this goes to show the other members of the team that you are a good therapist and you have a good character towards your patient, that they like you, so they will prefer to call you as a PRN. And you must be reliable. Another very important character is being reliable. You must show up. So of course, there are exceptions if you in times of sickness or emergency, but as much as possible, you have to show up. Being a PRN, you have to understand you are a fill-in for someone. So if you don't show up, that really literally affects the operation of the day or even the entire week. So if the rehab managers know that you are reliable, you will be a PRN of choice anytime they need help. And that will help with your booking. You know, you get busy, you know, with schedules. And sometimes you get so busy that you get to decline other offers or other people asking for help because you're already so booked. And then you have to remember your reputation goes before you. So sometimes even before you come to a building, they have an idea of who you are because they spoke to other rehab managers, they spoke to other therapists who you work with. So your reputation goes before you. So it is very important to build a good reputation by doing what is right and being the best therapist that you can be for your patients. So PRN may not work for you if you live in a suburb area. You know, if you are in a place where there are very few facilities around you, it will take 1-2 hours to go from one building to another, or, you know, it will take a lot of driving. It might not work for you. You do not like the unpredictability or constant change, meaning you don't know where you're going to work tomorrow or next week, you know. So if you are the kind of person who cannot adjust to sudden change, this might not be for you. You work best with structured schedule, meaning you want a guaranteed hours per week. You want to work in the same facility, familiar people. And if you do not have, you know, the flexibility of the schedule for PRN, it might not work for you. So that's about it. I hope I gave some important information or enlightenment or insight about what PRN is all about. I have written books, practical tips for therapists prior to migrating or starting their US practice. And the PT Path for US, this is a step-by-step guide for physical therapists to be a licensed PT here in the US. And they are available at Amazon, both Kindle and physical book, so check that out. You can also check out my website at justupright.us. I offer coaching for fall prevention, improvement of posture and balance. I can also coach, some therapists who wants to be coached to improve their competency in their clinical practice. And you can email me at justuprightllc@gmail.com. So thank you so much for watching and stay blessed.